Good morning, Cardinals. This is Mr. Ernst, and this is going to be the assignment help for problem 7.R.1, solving a system of equations using a graph. So, let's go ahead and get started. First of all, we have two linear equations, 2y is equal to mx plus b, and all we're looking at doing is simply graphing these two. That's all. We don't even solve the equation until we're all finished with graphing. So the very first equation we have is y is equal to 2x minus 3. Remember that we have two parts. This is like a code for how we're going to put together our graph. We're given two things. We are given our y-intercept, and we are given our, actually, I'm going to lose a different color here. We are given our y-intercept. Nope, I don't like that color either. I'm going to be picky about this. There we go. We have our y-intercept, which is where we start our graph, and then we also have our slope, which is how the graph changes. Cool? We're going to start off with this, our y-intercept, which is minus 3. So, in other words, I'm going to come over to my graph. I'm going to look over here. I need to find where y is equal to minus 3. Here's my y-axis running up and down over here. So I'm looking at these. I see 3, 2, 1, 0, negative 1, negative 2, and here's negative 3. So my first point is going to be right here at y is equal to negative 3. Again, that's where I start. That piece is all good, and I've used it successfully. Now I need to use my slope, my change. The slope is 2, but slope is always given as your change in y, or your up and down change. Draw that a little bit bigger. Your up and down change over your left to right change. Or in other words, your change in y over your change in x. So because we're just given a 2, we're given the top portion. We're given the up and down. Because we don't know what the bottom is, because this is a whole number, we can always put this number over 1. So we have 2 over 1. So in other words, I'm changing up and down by 2, my y value by 2, and my x value by 1. Because these are both positive numbers, a positive 2 and a positive 1, that means that this is going to be going up by 2. And as far as left and right, this is positive, so we're going to be going to the right by 1. So I come over to my graph and I go right back to where my starting point is. I'm going to go up by 2, 1, 2, and to the right by 1, 1. And there's my first point there. Once again, I follow the same directions as before. Up 2, right by 1. Up by 1, 2, right by 1. Up by 1, 2, right by 1. And up by 1, 2, right by 1. And now I can get a really good idea of where my line is here. So I'm going to sketch a line through this. Oh, man. Yoop, and yoop, and yoop. There we go. Perfect. So there's my first line. All finished with that. My second equation, I need to graph. Again, we're not even solving the system yet. All I'm doing is graphing. So my second equation is y is equal to, negative 3x plus 2. Negative 3x plus 2, once again, here's my start, and here's how it is going to change. I'm going to start this time at a positive 2. So I'm going to go start at 0, go up to positive 2, and this one's going to start right here. The other one, all set with this, so I don't need that anymore. The other one is negative 3, just like beforehand, negative 3 over. And again, this represents either up and down change over my left and right change, also known as my change in y, over my change in x. These are just the directions. From here, I don't know which direction this line's going to go yet, so I need it to kind of tell me. Once again, just like beforehand, if it does not give me, if it's not a fraction, if it does not give me a denominator, I can put in 1, because any whole number can be put over the number 1. We have negative 3 over 1, which means I'm going to have, instead of being up this time, this is a negative number, so this is going to be down by 3, and this is still a positive 1 here, so this is going to be still to the right by 1. Going back to my original equation, again, my starting point, I'm going to follow that pattern. Down 3, right 1. I'm going to count down 3. 1, 2, 3, right by 1. Down by 1, 2, 3, right by 1. I'm running out of room down here, so I'm going to go up here. When I'm going in the opposite direction, I have to switch what the pattern is. So if it was down by 3, now it's going to be up by 3. And to the left by 1, because everything is opposite. So now I'm going to go up by 3. 1, 2, 3, and to the left by 1. I know I did this correctly because I can still see this kind of lining up in a nice little formation here. So as I start to kind of sketch this out, put my line through here, and through here, and through here, and through here. Now that I've graphed both this equation and this equation, I can see where my answer is. And the answer is always going to be where the two lines cross, which is going to be at positive 1, negative 1. So my answer to this system is positive 1, comma, negative 1. And that's how you solve a system using graphs. There's a couple of different equations in there, so we're going to go over one more problem before I stop the video. Change this from problem 1 to problem 7. Problem 7. A couple of different things here. First of all, we have a... Whoops, hold on one second. First of all, we have 4/3 as our slope here. So we have a fraction here. I'm going to show you how to work with that. And then this one just tells you that y is equal to 1. So I'm going to show you how that one works as well. My first one, once again, y is equal to 4/3x minus 3. Once again, I've got a starting point of negative 3 and a slope of 4/3, positive 4/3. So again, I'm starting at negative 3. Start at 0. 1, 2, 3. That's where I'm starting. From here, I have 4/3. So again, I have 4/3. Remember, it is change in y over my change in x, also known as my change in y over my change in x, which means this is what's going to control up and down and left and right. Both of these are positive numbers, so this is going to be up by 4 and to the right by 3. And now I have my directions. Starting here, I'm going to go up by 4 and to the right by 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, sorry. So up by 1, 2, 3, 4, and to the right by 1, 2, 3. Again, this is why I need my directions, because now I can see where my graph is going. So long as you have 2 points, you should be able to roughly sketch out where your line is going to be. I would highly recommend, I can't use a ruler on this, but I would highly recommend, if you have a ruler, to definitely use a ruler when you do this, because it's going to make your line nice and straight, unlike mine, which is going to be just a little bit curvy. And there's my first equation, done. Notice I did not have to put the 1 down here, because it already had a denominator. I already knew my denominator was the 3, so I was all set there. My second equation is simply y is equal to 1. And this equation is super simple. It's basically just the starting point. So I'm going to find where y is equal to 1 and mark this point. Now what I need to do is I need to find more points where y is still equal to 1. The x value was 0. The x value can change here, but y is still equal to 1 here. Y is still equal to 1 here. Y is equal to 1 here, and here, and here. So my line gets drawn straight across here. So you'll notice y is equal to 1 creates a perfectly horizontal line. It's not slanted at all. And once again, just like before, now that I've graphed my 2 things here, I'm simply looking at where do my 2 lines cross. So my answer is going to be 3, positive 1. That should, I hope that helps you with some of these problems. If you still have problems, please come to my office hours on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m., and I will be happy to help you with these problems more, okay? Good luck, Cardinals. Talk to you later.